Hello mortals, and welcome back to a new video. So in this video I thought that we were going to talk about something that have haunted me for many years now, and that subject is my phobia. Because guess what? Yes, I have a phobia. The phobia that I have is called molluscophobia. Molluscophobia is a phobia where you really fear slugs and snails. So yeah, I'm going to talk about my experience with that. The thing about this phobia is that it seems really ridiculous and irrational to other people. I also experienced that if I tell people about my fear for them, they often laugh about it because they think it's really ridiculous to be afraid of something that is not in general dangerous. But it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if they're dangerous or not, because the thought of them, the sight of them, really horrifies me, and I don't know what to do with myself when I see them. I can't relax when I see them. In the summer, when they are outside in my garden, I always have my window closed for night because I have this fear that they will come into my bedroom while I'm sleeping. So, yeah. There's a lot of things that I can handle that other people cannot handle. Spiders, no problem. Snakes, no problem. Darkness, no problem. Never ask me to touch a snail, because that's never gonna happen. Slugs and snails themselves are harmless. They can't hurt you, but believe me, they can fucking scare you. They really scare me. And I really despise those creatures. I remember that I was maybe 9 or 10 years old when I got this phobia, and the weird thing about it is that I don't really have an explanation why I have this phobia. Because many people with phobias have had a traumatic experience with their phobia. But in my case, that's not the case, so I don't think that I really have an explanation why I have this phobia. It's just I'm just very afraid of these creatures, and my fear for them is really irrational. But if I should come up with one explanation about it, I think it is because for many years ago, when I was 9 or 10 years old, a new type of slug came to Norway. This type of slug is brown and big, and it eats your entire garden. And I remember that the media was talking about this snail a lot. It was always on the TV and in the newspapers, and it was on social media too. It was everywhere, and everybody talked about it. I guess because it got so much attention, negative attention, it really just frightened me, and I just grew this fear of it. That's the only explanation I have, because I have never really had a traumatic experience with it. But yeah, that's the only thing I can come up with right now. And the feelings I get when I am exposed to one of these slimy creatures is that if I see one, my entire body just freeze, and my heart beats really fast, and sometimes I can start screaming or jumping, or I have experienced sometimes that I start crying when I see them. I have really extreme reactions to these kind of creatures compared to what other people think, because other people think that they are disgusting too, but I really have panic when I see them. If I walk around for a trip in my hometown with someone and I see one of those creatures, the trip is totally ruined, because the only thing I can think about then is that I have to look everywhere to make sure I don't step on them, because stepping on these creatures is something that I really don't want to do. And that is also a problem when I walk around when it's dark outside, because then I can't see anything. I always use the lights on my phone to look where I'm going, because I'm really afraid to step on those creatures. I also do have these creatures in my garden where I'm living. And I have experienced times that if I see a slug or a snail or one of those slimy creatures on the stairs before I enter the building where I'm living, before I enter the house I'm living in, then I can't go up the stairs before the snail is gone. If I see a snail on the stairs, then I go around the house and try the back door, because they really terrify me, and I just like to keep them at distance. So yeah, they are fucking, they're horrible, absolutely horrible, and they really terrify me. Another problem I have with the snails is that they are haunting me in my dreams. I have had a lot of nightmares about them. Something that I usually dream often is that they are hundreds of them outside of my house, and that they're trying to come into the house and they are trying to kill me and kill my family, and that's very horrifying. I remember that once I woke up from a dream about snails, and then my eyes and face were wet because I had cried in my dreams and in reality. So yeah, my whole face was it was kind of wet when I woke up. So yeah, they really terrify me, and the thought of touching one of them is let's just say that I will rather chop off my hand than touch them. I think that I would never try to go to a therapist about this either, because I think that if I would have to see a therapist for fixing this slug problem of mine, then they are going to tell me that I have to expose myself for snails. That is definitely not gonna happen. I will never ever expose myself for those slimy monsters. Not gonna happen. Yeah, so that's my phobia. So I think that if you have a phobia, then you are allowed to make a comment below and tell us about it. So yeah, I think that was everything we were going to talk about this time. So I guess we will see each other in the next video. Bye, mortals.